Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another YouTube video. It's crazy guys, it's the 28th of October and I am finally done with my exam. I am fully done, like done. The only thing we're waiting for is the results and to see if I don't have a sub. Pray to God, I don't. But yeah, so we're done and I just decided like, yes, let's just do this video. I was really contemplating if I'm going to do this video or not, but I feel like I want to do this video because this is how I reflect back on my years and see like, hey, what happened this year. And I remember watching the New Bridge video and being like, you know what, yeah, okay, this was a place where you felt comfortable and happy, but then you don't grow as a human being where you are comfortable. The only time where you grow is when you're challenged and put into situations where you are forced to develop new skills and grow. And I think this was the year where I fully grown as a person and learned myself and got to unwrap who Ayanda is out of being who Ayanda was high school, because I felt like that was the case last year. Like I was still the same Ayanda from high school and the other years. There was no growth involved in it. So yeah, let's just speak about our time at duty. There was a lot of things that happened, but we're gonna kick it off from the starting of everything, the unraveling, when I got my offers or when I decided to accept my offers that I got from the different types of institutions that I had in my hands, you know. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna lie to myself. DUT was never the plan. It was there solely as an option, but it was never the plan. It was never something that I was gonna go with or something that I was gonna step into. I didn't really see myself being there because I was happy, comfortable, and thriving at the environment I was in at Newbridge Graduate Institution. So I never really saw myself moving into DUT and doing this course. But something pushed me to say, Ayanda, you are too comfortable at Newbridge. Yes, you are growing academically. Yes, you are having fun. It's a nice experience. It's an amazing experience. But there's no growth. I still felt like I'm still the same Ayanda from high school, and no growth happened throughout that year, and nothing was really challenging. It just felt like I'm still at high school, you know, like besides the academic stress that I got from like learning like these, because I was doing modules at this point. I was doing marketing, that was challenging. I was doing economics, that was challenging. But outside that, I don't think there was growth. It still felt like high school. I think the sole purpose is that I was still staying at home, so it didn't give me much room to grow as a person. So I just kind of felt like I've reached the maximum growth that I could have done living with my parents, or my mother. So I was like, I like, you're gonna need to move out. But then I didn't really know which option was I gonna take, and I was just like, okay, let's just see what we have. And then we got our offers, which was Nelson Mandela University, which gave us what was it? It gave us business management, which I would have majored in financial management. Yeah, financial management. That's what I would have majored in. And then I got marketing at Water Sisulu, and then DUT with accounting. And then I had my Newbridge offer that I was solely gonna take throughout the whole period. And even when I got here, I was still contemplating it. Sharp. So I accept the offer at DUT. You saw us moving in. Everything was fun at that period, but I was still not sure about the decision I made at that time period. And I was just gonna ride the coast and see, because I told myself that as much as you are uncomfortable and you are not sure about this, you made your decision, you made your choice. Just wait for a couple of months, wait for yourself to adjust. Because I knew this was gonna be an adjustment. I'm far away from home. I don't live with my mother. Like, I don't live with my mother. Me and my mother are tight, bro. Like, I don't wanna lie, me and my mother are tight. Like I wouldn't say we're best friends, but like I would say that we're close enough where we talk every single day. That's the person that I've lived with my whole entire life. So it was just crazy being separated from her. And then number three, I'm about to stay with a bunch of strangers that I don't know, and that was going to be very much uncomfortable. I'm about to stay with not queer. I was about to stay with heterosexual people or heterosexual males who I don't know how they were going to react to having a homosexual partner, especially in a three-sleeper bedroom where there's zero privacy and there's zero privacy basically. As you can see, there's three wardrobes, the beds are next to each other, and that's it. So there's no privacy basically. So yeah, so the first challenge that I faced at DUT mostly was the roommate situation. I think that was the most challenging, especially when I came in. I thought I was sleeping in a double. Like when we moved in, I thought it was a double because in my registration it said it was a double. When you get here, I'm like, 3 beds. But anyways, I was like, okay, sharp. I got here first in my room, so I was able to pick the one at the end at the window because I was like, I'm not sleeping at the center, nor am I sleeping near the door. I don't know why. I hate sleeping in front of the door. Like, guys, like, it's just a thing. It's just a thought. But anyways, I chose the one near the window, the one that had the nice view, so that sometimes when I'm working on my laptop, I would just sit here and look at the view outside and just look at the sunset or the sunrise, whatever happens. Like, it changes during the months. Like for winter, it changes, and then okay, I'm gonna be sharing with I'm gonna have like 2 roommates. But when they came in, they were actually, at first I thought they were gonna be like bad people, because when I looked at them, I was like, Ulinda, ngathi umfana waselokishini, umduna, very quiet, and I was like, but they turned out to be awesome roommates, awesome housemates. Actually, I don't even lie. Like my housemates, all of us, like the 8 of them, were awesome housemates, and I got to know them and didn't really get to know them. Like because I still don't know where they're from, but I got to know them enough for us to be roommates. To not to be strangers. I think that was the main purpose, because I already made a decision that the people that I'm gonna live with are not gonna be my friends, because I really wanted to set boundaries for myself and set boundaries with these people, especially that I don't know you. We can't just be friends because we live together. I feel like I want to get to know you first, and then I can decide. So it was very much a thing where I didn't become friends with them, and I already made another rule for myself that I'll never do anything with anybody that lives with me in the same household, at the same race, in the same room. That was the main thing with me. And even if I did get DL or bisexual or gay or yeah, basically anybody under the umbrella, the LGBTQ umbrella, I made a decision that I was not going to date anyone who lives at the same race as me and at the same household as me. So that was very much a thing where I was like, okay, no. But thankfully my roommates were heterosexual, so that was perfect. And another thing that I was glad about and happy about is that they were not homophobic. They were not allies. They just kept it to themselves. They didn't really give a shit. Like, they didn't care. Like, they didn't care that I'm gay. I didn't care that they're straight. It was just more of like a thing where we live together, we respect each other, and that's where it ends. And I'm glad that I had that kind of experience and I didn't have a horrible experience. Hey, and hey, I was prepared, guys. I was prepared when I moved in. When I saw that it was a sleeper, I was prepared. I was like, oh, I've watched Race Chronicles, I've watched videos of people, so I was like prepared for this. I was like, okay, it's a tree sleeper. I saw that's a tree sleeper. My groceries were in my closet. I was like, okay, my groceries were in my closet. I think if you watch the first video of me organizing my room, you'll see that my groceries were in my closet until I moved it. Then when everyone started knowing each other and getting to know each other, that's when we started moving things in the kitchen. And with moving things in the kitchen, we started off small with spoons, like glasses, cutlery, and all these stuff. Then it got on to moving in groceries into the kitchen, and then we very much became comfortable with each other, and now everything that relates to food is in the kitchen. Only thing that is in my room is my snacks. So yeah, so guys, like the experience when it came to roommates was very much a pleasant experience, and I'm very much glad that I got to experience roommates who are very understanding and very good. And a person that had bad luck is my friend was P, but I don't know, but I think he likes his roommates. But like, I mean, like I wouldn't if I got P's roommates. I don't know. I haven't lived with him, so I can't really speak for him on his situation. But like looking from the outside in, right? I wouldn't have. Like, my roommates are loud and very much rowdy, but one thing about them, they keep to themselves. Like, we didn't really force our roommates to have a friendship type of thing. Like, they're friends, like my roommates and everyone who lives there, because they all stay indoors. They're more of like introverts. They're loud, but like they're only loud together. They don't be loud outside, And abaphile, like abaphile, okay, ukhona abaphile, but like baphile ngendlela eqoqekile, like it wasn't. Yeah, so I was just glad about that, and yeah, so that was my living situation, like living here and being at Scottville, like best race ever. I don't know why. Besides that, we didn't have washing machine, but best race ever. The experience, I got to make friends. I made friends with Nelly. I made friends with the girls at at room 7, and I was very much glad that I found those girls. I found them in the most awkward way because we were at orientation, and I think there was a game, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was very much like, oh my gosh, girls, how come I've never seen y'all? You look so cute, And then we started kicking and became friends, and I'm glad that I got to make friends with them because they're such amazing girls. And I know, like, second semester I kind of toned down going to them because I was stressed with schoolwork, but I'm very much happy that I got to know them. Like, those are my girls. Like, when I say my girls, oh hlanyo bagi, it's oh hlanyo bam. Like, and they made the way they're so crazy, they made me seem like I'm an introvert because they are wild, and I like them for that. I also was happy that I'm finally reunited with one of my high school friends, Uspesihle. I hate saying that because she's not just a high school friend, she's my friend. But Uspesihle, I know her from high school, I knew her from Epeshe, so we got to reunite, and it was just very much a crazy thing to think about that we are at the same uni together, and I was so excited. That's something that I was also excited about and happy about. Like, bekuningi, like I got to also meet some people that I studied with at DUT, 2 of them. So I was like, but we're not close, we're not friends. But like, it was very much a first day kicking, like, oh my gosh, you here? I'm here, But yeah, so yeah, another thing that I as much as I am friendly with everyone, I had to set boundaries also that I can't be friends with everybody. I also made friends with Lisedi and Nelly, if I didn't mention. But I made a boundary that I'm a boundary. Is it a boundary? But I just made a choice that I'm not going to be friendly with everyone. Not everyone that's going to come into your life is going to be your friend, because my stories, guys, when you hear these stories on TikTok, you start getting nervous about the relationship that you're gonna make in uni. But I'm very glad that I got to make good friendships. Some were not that good. We have our challenges. I'm hoping that next year is gonna be a good year. We're still friends, but so let's get into academics. Like, I don't wanna lie. So when I came in the first thingy, the first year, like as the first semester was very much a challenging semester. First of all, I came in going to the lectures. There's a lot of us in lecture rooms, so if I don't understand something, I can't pick up my hand and be like, hey, can you please explain again? Because everyone would just look at you, like it just was very much intimidating to pick up your hand and be like, oh, can you please go through this again? And then there will be certain lectures who I feel like, I don't want to say they don't know how to lecture, because some people got them, but I didn't understand them. And the way of them lecturing was not something that I'm used to because of the environment that I kind of went through. Like, I was thriving at Newbridge because of my lectures. I'm not going to put myself, or give myself, like, lectures did a part in it, played a part in my understanding of the concepts of accounting and everything that I learned at Newbridge. So when we came into here and my lectures, I found that I'm not clicking with my lectures. It was very much a difficult task because I would go into a lecture, or we had a lecture one lecture that taught us 2 modules, and there would be a day where she enters from 8. We'd have her from, not 8, I think it was 8. Yes, it was past 8 up to, I think, 12. So we'd have her like for 3 modules in a row, and we would just switch venues, and that was very much a difficult thing because if you didn't get her the first module, you would just not get her at all, So for me, that was another thing that I faced, and I was like, for me, that was a very much challenging thing because I didn't understand her at all in all the modules that she taught. And she taught cost accounting, and cost accounting, there's hundreds of us because the 4-year students, because I'm doing an extended program, the extended program students will meet up with the 3-year students, and we would mash in class, and there will be like a large venue. And when they have to explain something, or when she has to explain something to us, I will not understand a thing. And there are lecturers who come into the lecture venue and want us to participate, but we can't participate if you are not participating with us. You can't be coming into the lecture room and reading your slides, reading them, something that you could just give us and we can read on our own. That is the irritating part about most of the lectures at DUT, the Midlands campus, because it will be a situation where you come in and the lecturers are reading their slides. If they're not reading their slides, they're gonna be, they're gonna lack the way they explain, like something uzukazi into, and you will not get it. On my end, I didn't get it, and most of my friends also didn't understand. So it became a situation where I made a decision that I'm not gonna attend, because it was just a more of like, I'm waking up early in the morning, rushing for the bus, attending your lectures, and everything is going in and out because that you are reading your slides, or you don't know how to explain the concept, or you have a classroom but you're not letting us participate. For example, I'm not going to say the module because I feel like that's me saying the lecture's name, but we had a module where the lecture, and there's only us, the fourth year the extended program students, so that means that the body of the people in class are like 20-30 of us. So when she teaches, you could have made us participate more and speed it up. You can't be giving us our notes and then reading your notes to us. I just didn't get the concept of that. Like, why are you reading something that's already there? Like, if you're gonna lecture, like, why are the thingy, the slides, the thingy, the projectors at DT not working? Guys, you don't understand. Like, I don't know if I'm sounding a bit entitled because I went to Newbridge, but it just didn't feel like thingy. It didn't feel like it's a university, bro. Like, it felt like a fucking high school. It felt like a high school. So guys, like, I don't wanna lie, like, academically I had a challenge, and then also this thing, like, it just became challenging for me to understand. So it ended up resulting in me not performing at my maximum capability, because I knew for a fact, and I was very much doubting my decision. I was very much second guessing my decision, and I was like, what am I doing here? Why am I here? First of all, I settled for, I don't want to say something less, but I settled, yeah, I wouldn't say less, but I was settled for an NQF that's lower than what I was given an offer. So that's the first thing that I settled for, or that I sacrificed. Let's just say like that I sacrificed. I don't want to say settled because I sacrificed it. And I also sacrificed having good lecturers. I'm not saying that GT doesn't have good lecturers. I think there are lecturers who do their best and who know how to do their best, but it's just that they still also lack the way they explain their concepts. Like, some lecturers would do online classes and you would rewatch the slides and you would feel tired. You'd be like, what are you explaining? Like, but I don't know, like, I think they didn't know how to break down topics, or I think they don't know how to break down topics. So, but that was the thing. Then that's not even for first semester, that's also for second semester, because that's the same thing that happened this semester, and I thought I was going to learn how to tackle this better, but I think I'm going to try next year. I mean, hopefully we get certain lectures that are good, but my lectures, due to, I don't know, lie, that was a problem. Group assignments, it's another evil thing, because I think I spoke about this in the group. We have group assignments, and with group assignments, we we work together, yes, but the thing is, we have different work ethics. Not everyone will work the same way you work. And yes, I know, like, in a workplace, not everyone's going to have the same productivity you have. It's just that it depends on people and how they work. Now, the thing is, if you're a group leader, you're the one who tackles that and breaks that down so that you can help timeline. For example, if you know that you have a lazy group member, break the task down for them. Uguti, this is what you're going to do today. This is what you're going to do today. Can you please do this? Follow up. Do follow-ups. But I'm a group assignments duty because there's a lot of group assignments and I hated them. I don't hate my group mates, but I hated the assignments because it'll be a situation where the assignment is a group assignment and you just couldn't understand why, because this could have been a single assignment and we all could have done our own research and you could have marked it and gave us individual marks. Let us experience working alone. Yeah, academically, it was challenging. I'm still going to come back and give it another go. I was contemplating and thinking about going back to Newbridge, but at the end of the day, I'm like, let's just give it another shot. Let's continue. Like, I think I'm feeling FOMO, fear of being left out at Newbridge. I'm feeling FOMO, Is it fear of left out? If FOMO, same gunch. But if I'm feeling FOMO, yes. I'm feeling FOMO from Newbridge, and like, Kiana is still at Newbridge, so like it'll be situations where I would go to when I'm going to write my test and I'll see her and I'm like and when I see the staff and I see the school and I'm like, because it was my happy place, I don't wanna lie. Here I had a lot of challenges. Here I would have a lot of challenges, I would deal with a lot of things, or here I dealt with a lot of things, because this year was very much a challenging year. Yeah, because sometimes you look at things and it irritates you at the way that they perform. Like, even the school, the way that they manage things, you would be pissed. In management, schooling is ass. The lecturers, I don't want to say this bad, but the lecturers, they're not what they seem, like, I don't know what it is, but the lecturers will just Some don't know how to explain the work, and you'd feel so confused. The assignments, the deadlines, the scheduling of things, everything. I even went through depression myself. I went through depression, I went through anxiety, I went through everything emotionally. And I think that's why I'm saying that this year was very much a challenging year, because I went through emotions that I've never, ever, like, I would only hear about depression and anxiety from people outside of this. But being alone and having control of everything on my own and having to do everything on my own, I learned, I wouldn't say I learned, but I faced that challenge and I found a way to overcome it. At first, I would go to groove and do like, sometimes if I'm feeling down or I'm feeling bad, I would go with my friends to groove, or it's either I will some leaves, some green leaves, So yeah, and then I actually found out that, as much as, yes, I was doing this out of fun, also for fun, but obviously sometimes fun, you try to distract yourself from the bad things that are happening around you, so you want to have fun, force yourself into having fun. So I ended up finding a way to cope with them and finding a way to deal with stress. But I wouldn't say I've conquered it, because I do deal with it here and there, but it was challenging. I ended up deciding actually that I'm gonna put myself into some stress support medication. So I got I don't know if you're gonna see this. I got some ashwagandha. So I'm still gonna change the brand. I feel like these don't work properly, but they help. They help with dealing with things. I think when you hear about people speak about these tablets, they will talk about them in a bad light, where they'll be like, you don't care and stuff like that. You still give a shit. You still give a shit. You'll still care. You will still deal with it, but like, it'll just help with dealing with it. It wouldn't be as intense as things would be. Like, I remember, like, during this exam season, I was stressed, but like, it wasn't as stressful as the first semester or the other times when I would write my test, because I only started them like this month, early at the beginning of this month, and they did their job. I don't lie, they did their job, they helped out, and I'm very happy about the outcome of it. So that was it. Like, I don't know, like, I don't have much to say about this experience, because I think, like, this year was just a blur. Like, everything moved. I wouldn't say moved fast, but everything was challenging. I think, like, there were good lights and good moments in it, but it's exactly what I expected it to be. Actually, more than what I expected it to be, because I found myself not being able to deal with it. But at the same time, I'm glad that I made this decision. I regret here and there, like, faced regrets and doubt myself. Which is this the journey that I'm taking? Is this the decision that I'm making? Is this the outcome, the correct outcome for the career that I want in the accounting space? But if I had to go back, maybe I will not pick this choice out of tasting the challenges. But since I'm here already, I'm going to be present and I'm going to do my best in it. And I think that's what I'm going to be doing. And that's how I'm going to be moving forward with this diploma. So yeah, I think that's it. That's the last thing that I would think I'd want to speak about, and I would love to end it at that way, because this is where I think I found a piece of my happiness, and that was my partner. And then the other piece belongs to my friends here at uni, and then another piece belongs to myself, where I found peace and happiness within myself and learned to drive on my own. I'm very proud of the person that I've become, the person that I've grown into, and the level of independence that I've learned. And when I say independence, I don't mean like independence and like now I'm fully independent, but like the level of being alone and free and being able to grow and spread my wings. I'm very much proud. I learned how to resist certain things. I learned how to say no. I learned how to say no, guys. I would say yes all the time. I learned how to say no. I learned how to place boundaries, and I would say I'm happy and I'm ready for the second year. Actually, I'm so ready for the second year that I'm even counting down. I'm counting down because I want to come back and give this another shot. Honestly, I want to give this another shot. It was a good challenge. It was a good sportsmanship. Sportsmanship is crazy, but it was a good challenge. Like, yeah, so I'm glad that I will be doing this thing again. And yeah, I did want to switch to Durban because of my partner, but we didn't do that. We didn't do that. We're not weak in the knees. We're not weak in the knees, but yeah. Sharp, I think that's how we'll leave it, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you liked this video. I hope you liked my mini uni first year experience. And yeah. Oh, and my partner's name is Oreo. You can call him Oreo if you want. You can call him Oreo. I call him Oreo also, but he has a real name and I'm not gonna say it.